Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Okie dokie. Oh my goodness, I just realized my droid cam isn't working. I'll go ahead and fix that. Well, I hope everybody's doing alright. It's Sunday morning, a little after 10 o'clock. Back at it. For the composed like a Jedi. It's not really much of a thing. I'm just inviting you along to watch over my shoulder if you want, ask questions while I'm working if you want. I'm just composing something original, but in the style of John Williams' Star Wars scores, just for fun, because May the 4th, or aka Star Wars Day, is coming up right around the corner. Tomorrow, in fact. So, just for fun, just having a good time with this, because Star Wars is a good time. I love it. Hopefully you love Star Wars, and it's probably you saw the thing that said Jedi and clicked on the thing, and if not, that's all right. All right, let's go. I made sure my microphone's turned on today. How about that, right? Oy. There we go. All right, that whole mess looks better, I think, anyway. Well, good to see you. I can actually see now. I have glasses. It's all important. Goodness. Oh, somebody popped onto the chat. Good morning. How are you? If you want to say hi, go ahead and pop in the chat if you have questions. I'm just going to listen back to what I was working on yesterday real quick, kind of getting a vibe. I have, I need to get back into this vibe because I've got the band Angine de Poitrine stuck in my head on a loop. So I, I don't want this to sound like that microtonal funness. Anyway, here we go. This is what I was working on yesterday. Bengen, what's up, dude? My buddy Ben Engen. I have not seen you in so long, dude. I miss all you guys. Thanks for popping in today. How you doing? You doing good? Hope you're good, man. So yeah, I'm just kind of popping my way through a scene I invented in my head and kind of scoring it right along, just doing a little bit. Like yesterday I was working on kind of a more action-y dogfight kind of scenario, and I'm just kind of going to work my way into wrapping this whole thing up. So I'm going to come back and kind of get to the more climactic thing today, and then tomorrow do the whole main live stream. Roger. I got you, dude. If you have like questions or anything, this is like not terribly interesting. I don't have like an agenda. I don't have, this isn't like a lesson plan or anything. This is just me having a bit of fun. So, if you have a question about what I'm doing, have a question about my workflow, my template setup, my libraries I'm using, orchestration, composing, whatever, what's my favorite color, it doesn't matter. Just ask away. Otherwise, I'm just going to be kind of working. I'll try to remember to narrate what I'm doing, but otherwise just chat away. Pop in. Megan, love you, dude. So good to see you. All right, so let's see. Let me hear that 4 bars again. All right. So, the nice thing about what John Williams does is you don't have, like, if you're going to emulate what he's doing in Star Wars and Indiana Jones and stuff like that, is you don't have to think about super fancy transitions from place to place. He's very Stravinsky, and he just will, I want to go to a different key, and I'm not going to worry about, common tones or passing tones or weird modal stuff. He just, current key I'm in, new key I'm in. All right. It's like same with the way he shifts gears. He's just like, I'm in first gear. Now I'm in fourth gear. And, it can happen within just a few bars. So that's kind of nice about what John Williams does, is if you're going to emulate it, you can just switch gears if you want. Okay. Getting my head into this. I'm trying to get Angine de Poitrine out of my head. I love what they're doing, but man, it's an earworm. So. Yeah, okay, so coming up to shift gears. I was actually doing a bunch of key changes, modulate. Where am I now? What key am I in now? Let's see. Okay. Some wood. So if I wanted to bring it all home. All right. I'm a bit of a cheater sometimes. Just got to use the tools. Let's see, where am I going? Yeah, okay, that was right, okay. Ooh, 2 questions. Favorite strings VST, favorite brass VST. Favorite is so hard with this stuff because there's so many good ones out there. For me, though, I don't have a lot of libraries. I pretty much have had the same, like, one main library. I would love to be getting a ton of different libraries, but it's an expensive adventure to do all of that. And I've just come to the thing where I've got a really good library. I use, my primary orchestra is the Spitfire Symphony Orchestra. So here I'll bring up Vienna, which is off screen. So here's my instance of Vienna. I just run it on the same machine as Cubase and all that stuff. So all of it is the Symphony Orchestra. I just have it set up for. I've got one instance of each section on the performance patch. And then I have one more instance with all the other articulations, but I have that in Vienna. I've got that bus to longs channel and shorts channel, and I don't bother breaking out all of the microphone signals. I just have a mix, a steady, a general mix in the instance of contact, the instrument itself, and just bust that out in Vienna and send that to Cubase. So brass and everything you know, same, right? It's all Spitfire. I would love to get more stuff. I love orchestral tools, the sound of orchestral tools. You know, I think the LA scoring strings is amazing sounding. The CSS strings sound great. But right now, this is what I've got. And so I'm just a big believer in learning what you've got and figuring out how to use this to the best you can. And it kind of, this is the sound that kind of lends more to my personal aesthetic. Since this was recorded at Air Studios in London, for all of these samples. The only thing I'm using right now that's not, there are two things I'm using that are not strictly SSO, and that's in the percussion. I'm using, I have the SSO percussion, but I'm also using the Hans Zimmer percussion, not on this piece right now, but they're loaded. It's part of the template. The piece of music that I've got playing in the intro for the live streams is got a lot of Hans Zimmer percussion in it. And then aside from this, the choirs, I don't have the choirs loaded in Vienna just because I don't use them all the time. So I load them directly in Cubase. And for choirs, at least on this piece, since I wanted to be big and grand and super Star Warsy, I'm using the 8DO Lacrimosa choirs. They're huge, gigantic, ginormous choir. Just this guy right here. I've got it mislabeled, but oops. No, I don't have it mislabeled. That's right. Choir shorts. Come on. So that's what I'm using. So I'm using their vowel sequencer for short choirs. It's just it's the all-inclusive patch here for marcatos and staccatos. So just to kind of hear what this sounds like. Right, kind of gives Duel of the Fates vibes. It's a good choir for that. So I've got a few of their choirs, but yeah, like I said, this is what I have. This is what I use. Make the best of it. I would love to have different libraries, but this is fantastic. I love the Spitfire stuff. All right, good questions. That's 1/4 you put in the machine, and it goes on forever. So I probably give you a lot more information than you needed, but all right, so. Coming back into this, I'm going to escalate this. And I'm hearing like a little horn thing, or maybe trombones. Let's try some trombones. Check your octaves. Hear it in my head. Maybe something in that vein. Just get the ideas flowing out of here. And just quick adjust for MIDI drag. Yo. I have no qualms. I'm very unapologetically the guy that edits to the grid on this stuff, and I do some other things to break up the tempo, which I will do probably offline because that's even less interesting than this. Size. Nope. Because then I've got one step back to G minor, which would be my original key. What would John Williams do? And the answer is whatever he wants. Some space between the notes on the brass. We don't need big legato low brass. Let them breathe. Be nice to your brass players and let them breathe. Down just a touch. Okay, good enough for an idea. Down an octave. Oh no, that's not it. Not a piano player. Another thing to life. I used to play a lot more, but a lot more steadily. But life happens, and neuropathies, and hands shake too much. That's why I like the technology, because it helps me do this still. staccato, maybe. There you go. You can do it. Almost. Just using retroactive record, and I can just kind of loop over and until I get something close to what I want, I can just pop that in without having to worry about count-ins and all that stuff. I can just practice in real time almost. Yeah, triplet works fine. Let's see. Shorten these all up. And I'm going to make all of you staccato. Make sure everything is up. Non vibrato. Shrink you up. Maybe not staccatos. Let me try this. Nope. Sometimes you get an idea and it doesn't work. It happens. Yeah. Just working my way down. What's up, Sam? Nice to see you this morning. Sam, meet Ben. Ben, Sam. Two good friends of mine. Nice to see you. I'm just fumbling my way through transition here. Listen. All right. I think I want that all to land back in G minor. All right, something. Just a quick idea. Clean it up. Sorry, this is the boring part to watch. Yeah, I want to keep those short. Even all that out. These are going to be spiccato. 2. Dun, dun. Copy pasta. Let's see. I want to use a little bit of staccato dig on the low contrabass. Yeah, a little more nasty, a little more aggressive. I kind of timed this out weird, but I like it. Little bit of different, maybe you get some tensions in the violins. But let's see what I want. It's trying to play staccato patch. Come here. Just make you. Just kind of force you back to the main patch. let's see, I think it'll sound a little bit more interesting on a tremolo, maybe. Okay. I don't like that rhythm after all. Right there. I have spoken. Duh. more vibes. I'm going to need to change the time signature, but I'll worry about that in a sec. Not right this moment. Yeah, it'll pass for 2 seconds while I do this. No. Not going to change the signature. Boop. Boop. It's better. Now you go home. Oops. Just you two. Go home. Oh, my brain is running out of steam this morning. I think I need more coffee. I think I'll be at this for another 10 minutes or so before I gotta go do some household family stuff. I'll be back at this at 4 this afternoon. The idea is to wrap up all the composition today, so we can have a fun release of the final piece and walk through the whole session tomorrow on the 4th. All right, so let's see. So I think I need to bring back the theme I did for the Empire. Again, I'm not doing John Williams' themes. I'm just doing themes of my own in his style. So just to kind of get my head around it, I'm going to copy paste and then do my variations on it. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that needs to be long. Obviously not that exact timing, but it just kind of gives me a place to start thinking about it, reminding me what that sounds like. On that theme. Nope. Brain got halfway into that note and the brain stopped working. Okay, a little bit better. Closer, closer, closer. No! Not yet. Not now, damn it. Yeah, that's it. That's that be that for now and then move on. we'll massage the details on that later. All right. Yeah, I'll add. I'm going to do a little bit more, probably offline later today, and then 4 o'clock I'll be back on, working on tying it up into the big finale bit that I've already written. So yeah, thanks, dude, Bengen, Sam. Great to see you. Ben, I'm so excited about your band and stuff. That's awesome, and I'm loving it so far. So, and Sam, definitely we need to talk soon about upcoming further adventures in puppetry and shenanigans. So, yeah, that's gonna do it for now. I got to go do some family household weekend stuff. And I'll be back at 4. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at the very least for the whole final session playthrough. Thanks again, guys. Love ya. If you're watching this after the fact, thanks so much for checking it out. Bye-bye.